It's important to keep our groundwater clean because Memphis gets 100% of their drinking water from the Memphis aquifer.
So with that in mind, this well at Shelby Farms is one of over 25 wells that are being tested by researchers from the Groundwater Institute at the University of Memphis in cooperation with Shelby County government.
We're looking for contaminants that may be possibly entering into the alluvial aquifer and down into the Memphis aquifer.
The contaminants do not pose an immediate health hazard, but continuously monitoring this site at Shelby Farms, which was once a landfill, will ensure the safety of our water because a landfill was not built to standards as rigid as those used today.
Current landfills are lined with either geotech liner or a nice thick clay layer. This one, they just started dumping trash here and kept dumping it, so there's no liner and nothing underneath it, so nothing's stopping the leachate.
Leachate is the water that filters downward through the landfill, picking up contaminants along the way. The Groundwater Institute is sampling and testing groundwater near the landfill to see where the leachate that is leaking from the landfill is going within the groundwater system and what threat it poses.
There's an increase in dissolved solids in the groundwater, which would probably mean that there's contaminants.
Residents of the Memphis area get their water supply from the Memphis aquifer, which is a layer of water-saturated sand about 100 to 400 feet below the surface that is usually protected from contamination by a layer of clay that is as much as 120 feet thick.
Water infiltrating.
But in the late 80s, researchers found an area of the Memphis aquifer north of the Shelby Farms landfill where the Memphis aquifer's protective clay layer is missing. The area with missing clay, or what is called a breach, makes the Memphis aquifer in this area particularly vulnerable to contamination.
The breach, don't know exactly how it occurred, but it's an absence of that clay layer, so the alluvial and the Memphis actually meet.
Using pumps that bring water up from as much as 180 feet below the surface, the researchers will submit the samples for chemical analysis to determine the amount and types of pollutants that are getting into the alluvial and Memphis aquifers.
Once we get the results, we'll write a report for the county. If there's contamination, then we'll focus on those wells, figure out exactly where the contamination is coming from and how the water flows underground.
So while testing and analysis continue at Shelby Farms, this is just one of many projects in the region for the Groundwater Institute. To see more of their research and its implications, please visit memphis.edu/GWI. For the University of Memphis, I'm Shelley Epperson, Junior Psychology major.